Hello there and welcome to Scope. On a day where too much science is barely enough, although that could be any day, right? Oh, and first up on today's show is a man whose name is synonymous with science in Australia. In fact, he needs no introduction, but I'm going to give him one. He holds degrees in science, biomedical engineering and in medicine. He's had jobs as diverse as mechanic and filmmaker. He's written many books. He's been on radio and TV telling everyone and anyone about how amazing science is. And he currently resides at the University of Sydney, where he joins us now thanks to the wonders of modern technology. It is, of course, Dr. Karl.
Hi there, Dr. Rob. How are you?
Oh, excellent, thanks. Now, let's talk science. Do you remember when you first got into science? Was there a specific moment?
Well, I remember when I was 7 years old and somebody gave me a book on astronomy. And I started reading this book and I thought, wow, gee, Australia's big. And I kept on reading, wow, the world is big. And then, gee, there's other planets out there. Oh, my God. And then, gee, there's other stars out there. And it turns out that in our galaxy, the Milky Way, on average, there's 1.5 planets per star at least. So that's 600,000 million planets in our galaxy. And then there's around 400,000 million galaxies. It just goes on and on. And at that moment, when I was 7 years old, I got this sense of awe and wonder about the universe that has never left me.
Now, you've spent a lot of years studying things, something like 28 years. Was it simply a matter of not being able to decide what you liked best?
The reason that I kept on going was that no matter where I went looking, there was something new to discover. And so I accidentally studied into the life sciences. So, yeah, I thought I knew a bit about physics, and physics is a good basic science. It gives you a good mental toolbox in your head. And then I started doing biomedical engineering for Fred Hollows. He wanted me to design and build a machine for him that could pick up electrical signals off the human eyeball. And along the way, I stumbled into this subject called physiology, which is amazing. So no matter what there is, I can find something wonderful in it. There is always something new to study.
How do you manage to keep all of that knowledge inside your head?
Well, you and I are both going through the same process. We do what most people do, which is that we read. We've got a bit of a sense of curiosity, and you and I probably read more than the average person. Suddenly this stuff you've read that's sort of floating around inside your brain has to coalesce, and you suddenly think, oh no, that's wrong, that's right, oh, I didn't even know that. And then suddenly you've got this little nugget, this little 30-second story that you can tell somebody that took you about 5 hours. And that's one little nugget you got in your brain.
Now, you read about and study so many different areas of science. So what do you think science might bring us in the future?
Firstly, we're going to have computers changing, not just getting smaller and faster and more powerful, but we will become more like computers. They will become more like us. And now you might think, oh, bad, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Terminator series movies, you know, and the computers will take over. The computers will be buried in us, and in that case, we'll both go on to a wonderful future. However, there'll be some people who want to be fully wired up, and at the other end, there'll be some people who want to grow their own food and weave their own clothes, and there'll be everybody in between. And the human race will change enormously. And also dark matter and dark energy, the stuff that makes up 95% of the universe. At the moment, we've got no idea what it is.
Lastly, Dr. Karl, do you have a favourite animal? Regular watchers of Scope would probably know that I'm somewhat fascinated by crows and cephalopods. So what animals do you like?
I like the whales myself. I think they're cute creatures. They're very large, and when they come up the coast of Australia, they're feeding their babies milk, and they're feeding their babies about a couple of 100 kilograms of milk every day, and they're just living off their stored fat. And here's something weird for you. When a whale goes diving into a big, mush of krill, it goes dive, and then suddenly it opens its mouth, and suddenly it slows down. And it takes in so much water that the southern fin whale can double its weight from 40 tonnes to 80 tonnes. Can you imagine in one meal, Dr. Rob, thinking, gee, I'm a bit hungry, and I'll suddenly go from 75 kilos to 150. Oh, my God. And then, of course, you squirt it all out again, leaving behind only, a quarter of a tonne of krill, but still, amazing creatures.
Dr. Karl, thanks so much for the chat.
Oh, no, it's my absolute duty. Look, very happy to help.